Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be update number 3 in my 19 and 2019 project pan. Fun fact, this is actually the third time I'm filming this. The first time I didn't like the footage, the second time I lost my footage, and now we're at the third time me filming this. So this is going up a little bit later than I had originally anticipated. Hope you guys won't be mad, but we're just going to be going over all of the progress that I have made in my 19 and 2019 project pan thus far. Obviously this is my year-long project pan. I have currently finished up 10 products in total, so I'm a little bit not 100% on pace, but a couple of the products I have hit pan on, which was my goal. A couple highlighters, because I'm not going to go through a whole highlighter in a year. So far I feel very satisfied with the progress that I've had thus far in the project. Definitely going way better than my project last year. It was the first time I had done a full year project pan, and I ended the year finishing 4 products. So we're already doing eons better than we were last year. But if you're interested in seeing my progress on my 19 and 2019 project pan, then stay tuned. First, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you will consider doing so before you go. I post videos every single Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And without further ado, let's get into my progress. Okay, so let's briefly run through the products that I had already finished up until this point. I had finished off 2 foundations. Both of these I love. I had finished off the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I will eventually repurchase this. I just have so many foundations currently in my collection that I would like to finish them up before bringing any new ones in. But this is one of my all-time favorite foundations, and one that I do plan on having be like a permanent foundation within my collection. I also did just post my quarterly makeup inventory update. In case you guys are interested in watching that, I'll leave it linked below and in the cards. And then I also finished off the Dior Forever Skin Foundation. Now this is the older version. I'm hoping the matte version is similar to in formula to this. I do have the Forever Glow foundation, which I do like, but it's definitely not the same as this. This was more of like a satin matte or a comfort matte finish, which I really appreciated and loved about this foundation. So I really do want to try the matte version of this to see if it's like super dry or if it's very similar to this, because if it is similar to this is like my holy grail foundation. So I really hope it's not like a reformulation. But both of these foundations had been finished before this update. I had also finished up 2 concealers before this past update. I had finished off my Urban Decay. Actually, yes, I think I had finished this off as of last update. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation or concealer, which they do not make anymore, and thank goodness, because honestly, I hated this. Like, I used to love this concealer, but I hated every second of using this. I almost decided to like roll this out and just declutter it, because I literally hated the way that this looked underneath my eyes. But I powered through and I finished this off. And then I had also finished off the First Day Beauty Bendy Avocado Concealer, and I decided not to replace this. It just wasn't a favorite of mine. I feel like I'm super picky about my concealers, which is weird because it's not one of the areas of my makeup routine that's like my favorite by any means. But I kind of want to try this again. I feel like now that I've like, I don't know, I feel like I've discovered more of like my makeup preferences, or I just keep like discovering my preferences, or they've been changing, and I feel like I want to try this again, because I may actually really end up liking this if I tried a second tube. So it wasn't that I didn't like this. In fact, this was my favorite concealer in my collection at one time. It's just, it wasn't everything I was looking for in a concealer at that time. And then I also finished off 2 primers up until, or as of the previous update. I had finished up my Too Faced Hangover RX primer. Not a favorite of mine. It's somewhat hydrating, but I truly just felt like this was just nothing special. And I purchased this on sale during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty last year. Even if this went on sale again, I wouldn't purchase it again. It just wasn't a favorite primer of mine. And then I had also finished up the Becca First Light Priming Filter, and I've said that I wouldn't repurchase this again, but I feel like if this was half off, I would purchase this. Of all of Becca's primers, this is definitely my favorite. I like the finish that it gives to the skin, but there's definitely primers within my collection that I prefer over this. But for $19, again, if I could get it at if I could buy it at half off, I would probably buy this again. I've changed my mind on that, so I would probably buy this at half price, but not full price. Regardless, this is another empty product out of this project. And then the last product that had already been finished up until this point was the this mini Marc Jacobs lip gloss in Sugar Sugar. I have a full size of this still, and I really do like this gloss. The Marc Jacobs glosses, in my opinion, are still really good glosses. I feel like a lot more gloss options have come out since these used to be like the only gloss you ever heard spoken about, and now I like never hear them talked about. But I still really like this gloss formula, and I'm really glad that I still have a full size in Sugar because it is a really beautiful just nude lip gloss, and I really like it. So then there are 3 products that I've finished up between the last update and this update, starting with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. As you can see, this one is all gone, and I've said in multiple updates that I liked this powder, but I didn't think it was worth the price tag. But as I've used other pressed powders, I'm starting to come around to the fact that I may just really actually love this powder and think it is worth the $45 price tag. It is just a really nice, finely milled, soft formula that just gives this beautiful blurred airbrush sort of finish to the skin, and I really do like this. And I think next year I may purchase another one of these. I want to work through some of my other pressed powders before repurchasing this, and I have also heard that this is a dupe for the Flower Beauty pressed powder, which I want to try, but I haven't been able to get my hands on yet. So if I try the Flower Beauty one, use up a couple powders, and I don't feel like the Flower Beauty is a dupe, then I definitely will repurchase this. I know it's expensive, but it is a really, really nice powder. I also finished up my Becca Sunlit Bronzer. I had mine in the shade Capri Coast. I really, really, really love this bronzer. It used to be an all-time fave of mine, but I don't think I will repurchase this for the simple fact that I think it is so close to the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer that I would rather just spend the $14 or $15 on the butter bronzer and not pay another $38 to purchase the Becca one. Again, this is a really nice bronzer. If you've been thinking about it, I would tell you it's a really nice bronzer. I would suggest maybe the butter bronzer over this, but I don't think that this is a bad bronzer formula by any means. It's just so close to the Physicians Formula one, and I have so many bronzers in my collection, again referencing my makeup inventory video, that I just don't want to purchase another bronzer at this time, or to replace, unless it was like my Marc Jacobs Tantastic or the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. So at this time, this is going to be a non-repurchase for me. And then the final product that I have finally finished up is my Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. This was almost done at the last update, and I finally have finished this off. Now this is a lip gloss that I 100% will repurchase. I think this is my favorite gloss of all the glosses that I've tried ever, specifically in the original. I also like her Diamond Milk and Fussy, but this is my favorite of the 3. So eventually I will repurchase this. I'm gonna maybe hold off until the Sephora VIB sale, just because I don't like die hard need it. I mean, I have like 47, I think, glosses in my collection, which is ridiculous, but this would be my favorite gloss of all time as of right now. I also really want to pick up the Fenty Gloss Bomb holiday set as well. So I'll be having a lot of gloss bombs in my collection. This comes, the full size of this comes with so much product. It almost comes with like your standard, it almost comes with 2 times your standard lip gloss. You're getting 0.3 fluid ounces, so you're getting a ton of product in this, and it took me forever to go through this, and I would reapply this multiple times per day, and it still took me so long to finish this off. So I definitely think you're getting your money's worth with this lip gloss, and again, it is beautiful, but this one is finally empty as well. For the 2 products that I have hit my goal on, i.e. hit pan but not yet finished, first I have my Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Highlighter in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. As you can tell, I have major pan going on the more subtle of the 2 sides. Now I did give myself a goal of seeing if I could finish this off before the end of the year. I don't know if I'll be able to make that happen. I have a couple other highlighters going in other projects, and I've been really focused on those and not as focused on this. However, when I finish up this side of the highlight, which I will do someday in my life, I 100% will replace this. This is my favorite highlighter within my collection. I love that you were offered a subtle side as well as a side to build up intensity if you so choose. I just think it is a beautiful formula. I love this highlighter. I actually hit pan on this fairly quickly on the more subtle of the 2 sides. I was surprised as to how quickly I hit pan on it. It's a little bit more of like a softer formula, but I still have used this so many times. I still think it's worth your money, and I would highly recommend this highlight from Fenty. And then the other highlighter that I have hit pan on is my Natasha Denona Glow highlighter. This is what it looks like. I don't think that the pan has expanded too much on this since my last update. Again, I haven't been using this or reaching for this quite as often, just because I've been focused on other highlighters within other projects, but I do plan to use this quite a bit throughout the rest of the year. This is another favorite highlighter of mine within my collection. It was shocking to me when I hit pan on this, but again, I had used this so much last year that I already had a big dip going on this when I pulled this in. So I'll be really interested to see how much I can expand the pan on this and where we will be at come the end of the year. This is one that I 100% would repurchase if I ever finish this. I mean, there's so much product in this. I feel like it'd still be years before I refinish this, before I would be able to finish this, but I really do love this highlighter and still want to try the Super Glow highlight, but haven't purchased that one yet. Next up, I have this NARS Pot-Up Concealer. This is the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I will obviously insert pictures of this because I don't know how well you'll be able to see right here, but I have a major like pan going, if you will, at the bottom of this, and it's really just a thin layer on the sides left of this. Mostly I use this as an eyeshadow base or as an eyeshadow primer, and this has taken me forever to go through. I use this almost every single day, and I'm really surprised I have not finished this. This is something that I do like the product, but because I'm not using it as like an actual face concealer, I feel like I can just use a regular concealer as my eyeshadow base. So I don't know that I would repurchase this once I finish this, and I do believe I will finish this by the end of the year. Again, it's taken me much longer to finish than I had originally anticipated, but I am confident that I will have this done by the finale. A product I don't think I will hit my goal on, and frankly don't think I will ever hit a goal on this category of product, is my Essence Satin Touch blush. I have mine in the shade Satin Coral. This is what mine looks like. I'll be honest with you, I haven't used this that much since my last update. I've been using this so much between my 3-month update and my 6-month update, and then I feel like I just got burnt out because I had been using this so much and I felt like it looked like there was literally no progress at all. So I've maybe used this 10 to 15 times in the last 3 months. So I feel like there's gonna be like no visible progress in the photos that I show you. My goal, I don't even know. I don't really have a goal for this other than to just use it a little bit more and see where we're at. Maybe I will roll this in again to my 20 and 2020. I would love to hit pan on a blush someday in my lifetime, but I just don't see that happening. Another product I have not been very successful in, so I have my Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the shade Lazy Daisy. It is what I have on my lips today. So when I first rolled this into the project, I used it like 4 times in the first like 2 weeks of the year, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I am for sure gonna finish up this liquid lipstick this year. This was pretty much brand new when I pulled it in, and since the first 2 weeks of the year, I've maybe worn this 6 times, today being one of them. So this, I believe, is where I am at right now. Before, I was like, this was again just like a brand new tube of liquid lipstick. My goal on this, if I could even get the product down to like the top of this E, I would be happy. My original goal when I pulled this in was to use up an entire tube of liquid lipstick. And while the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick formula is my favorite, it doesn't feel drying at all, and this is like a super wearable color, especially for this time of year. Honestly, any time of year, it's just so neutral. I just am typically not reaching for anything other than a lip balm when I go to work, etc. So I'm just not reaching for lip products that often. So I would be really, really happy if I could even just get to the top of the E. That would be amazing. That's gonna be my new goal for this. We'll see where we're at when we get to the finale. Okay, I have 2 eyeliners, and I'm going to insert a picture for each of these. So starting with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Starfire. This was a mini or deluxe size sample when I pulled this in, and it is a really pretty copper shade, but I just don't reach for this often, or that often, because I'm typically reaching for my dark brown eyeliner from a day-to-day basis, and what I found is eyeliners take forever to go through. I do think I'll get some more use out of this the last 3 months of the year, because this is like a super like fall appropriate sort of eyeliner. So I feel like I'll get a ton of use out of it I will get a ton of use out of it the next few months. But I mean, I've used this pencil 5 to 7 days a week for almost all year, and I'm nowhere near being done with this. So I'm not gonna hit my original goal of finishing this. I honestly, if I could even just get this to here, to like where the U of Urban Decay starts, like that would be amazing. We'll see where we're at when the year is over. So that brings me to eyeliner number 2. This is from Essence. This is the Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil, and I have mine in the shade 2. There it is right there. It's just a really dark deep chocolatey brown. Again, I've worn this probably 5 to 7 days out of the week for almost all year. I've gotten so much use out of this, and I mean, you can see progress, but I still have so much pencil left in this, and I don't know where the pencil ends, so I don't think I will complete this by the end of the year. I highly recommend these eye pencils. They are $2.99. They last in your waterline all day, and this is just gonna be my go-to brown eyeliner for the rest of my life. I swear. I also have their nude one, which I really, really like, and clearly it lasts forever. Like, you literally cannot beat that price. So that is my progress on these 2 eyeliners. Another product that is not going very well is my Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops. This is in the shade Sunlight, and at the beginning, so my lines have worn away, but at the beginning of the year I was about here, and I would say I'm probably right about there again. I can like very faintly see where this was marked, so I'll remark it so that by the finale we can kind of see where we're at. I wore these a few times this summer, like on my shoulders, a few times as like a highlighter, and then put foundation over it. But honestly, I just don't enjoy liquid highlights anymore like I used to. This is one that's like getting a little bit crusty at the top, like it's starting to dry out. So I feel like if I don't finish this by the end of the year, I'm gonna just have to declutter it, which is fine with me. I used to love these, and again, they're just not a favorite anymore. And then the final product is a lip product. This is my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea lipstick in Rum Punch. This is how much I have left. My goal was originally to finish this by the end of the year. I don't foresee that happening. I love this lipstick. It's my favorite lipstick in my collection, but again, I just don't reach for lip products that much. And I feel like I've even reached for this like a fair amount of time, but I feel like my visual progress is just not very good. I'd just be happy to, I don't really have a goal for this. I'm just gonna continue to try and use it and see where we're at. I'm just gonna be happy to track my progress and kind of see. This is a lipstick that I would replace because I love the shade so much. So when I finish this, I 100% will replace it. Therefore, I'm not like in a huge rush to finish it, but I'm also not wanting to like stop myself from using it, if that makes sense. So that is where we are at with the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea lipstick, and that is where we are at for all of my progress on the 19 products that I have going in this 19 and 2019 project pan. I hope that you guys enjoyed my update. Let me know how your projects are going in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.